everybody, welcome back to the channel if you were already subscribed, or welcome if you're new. I am plumbobd and today we are building a shell challenge that Lilsimsie made. It was the Aurora shell challenge. It was in collaboration with Logitech, I think, for their new Aurora collection. And yeah, I mean, the title says the build actually made me cry. The shell challenge made me cry, but I actually have to admit that it's maybe a little bit clickbait, just because it really came together quite quickly. If you compare it to my Rishella shell challenge, the speed build is even shorter, and I did not speed up the content so much. It's actually quite a slow speed build, but it ended up turning out okay, an acceptable length, thankfully, because this is like my 5th voiceover. So yeah, how are you enjoying my voiceover? Let me know in the comments down below. In the meantime, let's start talking a little bit about the build. For this build, I wanted to go for in an industrial style, just because I had recently seen the James Turner renovation of was like the Big Wallet Emporium, which then turned into the Big Wallet Museum, and now he turned it into a restaurant. It's if you don't know him, you probably do know him. James Turner is one of the most famous Sims creators. He's from Australia, and he has had a let's play about just playing with the game, not necessarily anything special. It's like a rags to riches style, and for every pack that comes out, he uses a new generation to try and start from scratch and just make money using the pack's features. And now we are at high school years, and for high school years he decided to use the cousins of the main family and just like bring them up to date with the generation count, let's say, with the main family. So he's playing several generations in one single high school years let's play, but of course high school years being about high school doesn't necessarily have that many rags to riches elements. There is trendy if you want to use it actually, but he hasn't, and he's about to do like a spin-off series with Dine Out Reloaded, which is a mod that came from Carl's Sims 4 guides. He's a awesome modder, and I really do enjoy his mods. I don't use many of them. I only used the My Wedding Stories mod when it came out, and now I'm using also Dine Out Reloaded, just because it makes the pack so smooth and it really makes you want to play with it. So I do understand why James Turner decided to start a parallel series with the Dine Out Reloaded. But yeah, so basically this is the main reason why I decided to build an industrial style, just because I saw his renovation of his build that came from his family, and so I decided to go for an industrial style. This house is placed in Moonwood Mill, which is the world that comes with the werewolves pack. It's a pretty small world, but I feel like it fitted the industrial vibe the most. I was initially planning on building it in semi-shuno, but then just because of the shape of the house and the dimensions of the lots in semi-shuno, I decided against it, just because probably the only neighborhoods that would have fit an industrial style would have been either the Spice District or the Art District, the Artsy District. How is it called? Like the one where there's the art center, and there's also a loft, an industrial loft. But the only lots in that neighborhood were super huge, so I couldn't really build there because the shell itself is quite small. It is on 3 floors, so I managed to fit quite a bit, but it's not super big, let's say. So I decided to go and move to Moonwood Mill, just because it's probably the only other word that would fit an industrial vibe. Maybe also Oasis Springs, but I feel like I do want my builds to fit into the surrounding neighborhoods. So if I had to do a industrial build in Oasis Springs, I would have probably had to change every single other build in the neighborhood that I was building on. So I think it was just easier to build in Moonwood Mill. Why can I not say this name? Why? Also, sorry if in the background you hear some noises. My dog is in my room with me and he's not feeling super well. In fact, I can see him shaking right now and cleaning himself. So sorry if you hear some background noise, but I have to keep it with me, otherwise he will bark for me to open the door to my room. But yeah, so we finished the exterior already. Sorry for going on a whole tangent without even mentioning what I was doing. So I've used the brick that came with werewolves. I tried many different bricks, but I think this one is the one that works the most, probably because it comes from the same word. I didn't go for much landscaping because the word itself is very lush anyway, and I didn't want to swamp the build with greenery. I just added some trees here and there just to make the house feel like it was the property was just the house, not necessarily the land surrounding it. And yeah, so then I turned the basement hall into like a underground garden / entertaining space, just because I've seen some people trying Lilsimsie shell, and all the people that have done that shell, or they all have turned the hole into a pool. So I wanted to do something different, so I thought that an underground entertaining space would be fun. Also because in the basement I put a teenager's room. In my head they probably it's a teenager plus one or two parents, and yeah, the teenager having his own space even outside, I think it's really cool. So I put a fire pit, I put a barbecue, which is not super safe for a teenager to use, but it's The Sims. Everyone can catch fire with barbecues, and honestly I feel like fires happen not way too often, because I do find them funny and entertaining, but I feel like they happen more often than in real life. So in any case, anyone who would have used that barbecue would have probably failed. Also because I haven't built a family for this place, because it's not part of my Oasis rebuild series. In fact, we are in Moonwood Mill. It's just like a build that I do here and there to break up the content, and just so I don't get burnt out with trying to find ideas to continue with my Oasis Springs rebuild series, because I don't really plan the whole save file before building it. I just go with the flow. I see what I like to do in that moment. And for now, I think the last video you've seen on my channel is the one about Eliza Pancake's sister, which if you have not, please go watch it. It's my second to last video. I will try to remember to add a card that says that points you out to my previous video, but if I forget, please go check it out, because it's really fun. I really like that build. And also I do some extra content on Instagram and TikTok, so please go follow me on there. I think you will enjoy my content. And yeah, as I was saying, I think the last video you have seen was about the Eliza Pancake Sisters build. And then for ideas, I will build a diner probably in the neighborhood where it's not the BFF household, it's like the roommate's household, the one that's inspired from New Girl. I will probably build a diner that is owned by Eliza Pancake's sister from I think I lost my train of thought. I think I will be the diner there, that's it. And then in the other, let's say, poorer neighborhood, the one where Johnny Zest lives, I'm gonna build a house for Eliza Pancake's sister's ex-husband. Sorry if I keep saying Eliza Pancake's sisters, it's just because I have not yet created her character. However, I have started creating the family for my Moroccan-inspired mansion, so if you want to see them, just follow me on TikTok and you will receive a notification when I go live. And next time I go live, I'm gonna finish the family, because it took me over an hour to do the wife and the husband. I cannot remember their names now, because they are, I just googled common Arab names, because I did want an Arab family, since it was a Moroccan inspired build. And I should have gone for Moroccan names though. Maybe I will change them, we will see. So it's not a name that I'm used to hearing, so I'm sorry, I don't remember them now, and I created them yesterday night, so I don't remember now their names, but I did create them, and it took me quite a long time to plan, especially the wife, because first, female Sims always have more stuff for them, and second, because I did want to pay respect to the Islamic tradition of wearing a hijab, but we only have like 3 hijabs in the whole game, so it was quite hard to find some clothes that were modest enough and also nice looking. So I did go for some shorter skirts, let's say, like skirts that arrive to the knees, not the knees, sorry, the ankles, but I always paired it with some boots. So I don't think it's necessarily super culturally appropriate, but that's what we had in The Sims, because in The Sims, of course, we don't have much representation in that sense. So yeah, that was what I had to do for that family. But yeah, follow me on TikTok. My TikTok is plumbobd, same as YouTube. You can go follow me on there and you will get notified whenever I go live. So maybe we can hang out together and chat in real time. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, my ID there is plumbobd with an underscore. Unfortunately, the plumbobd username was already taken by somebody that does not even do Sims content. I've tried to claim the username as mine, also because the other person has not been posting since probably June 2020, so I'm figuring out he's inactive, that person is inactive, so I might as well get his username, but I wasn't allowed to do so, sadly. Anyway, those are my other socials. You can go follow me on there, and we are almost finished with the build actually, because I only have to do the last floor. As you can see in the ground floor, I've done a cute little sitting room with the couches from the industrial loft kit. Then I did a kitchen with the base game, the classic industrial kitchen that everyone started using when eco lifestyle came around. But yeah, basically this whole build is a lot of werewolves, seasons, get to work, industrial loft kit, and of course base game. For the teenager bedroom, I also used a little bit more of tiny living and the high school years pack, of course. I gave them an ensuite, which is probably the best bathroom in the whole build. But that's just how the floor plan worked. I didn't really want to put the parents underground, also because you have a ladder to go downstairs. So I'm figuring out, maybe parents don't really want to use ladders. They want the most comfortable spot, and the teenager can have the other less nice bedroom. But yeah, so throughout the whole house I went for like greenish tints, but then in the teenager's room I went for more bluish tints, And here in the top floor I did play a little bit with yellow. I do think it still matches though, even though I've used 3 different colors for the build in general. I do think it still works quite well, honestly. Yeah, I gave them some activities to do. So we have the fire pit underground, we have the barbecue, we have this chess table, we have many libraries, we have a couple TVs. And now I'm just finishing off the build by doing some terrain paint. And yeah, so screenshots should be rolling quite soon. I hope you enjoyed this speed build. I will catch you all on Friday with a Christmassy build, so stay tuned for that. Remember to follow me on TikTok, my ID is plumbobd. Remember to follow me on Instagram, my ID is plumbobd with an underscore. Also, if you enjoyed the video, comment, like, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, all that good stuff, and I will catch you all in my next video. Bye!